Welcome, ladies and gents, to the first episode of Legacy and Lux. We thought, what better way to kickstart our first episode than getting to know your hosts? So we've actually put together a couple of questions so you guys can get to know the personalities behind the show. And I guess get a little bit of a teaser as to what to expect from the show moving forward and our guests as well. We've got tons of juicy stories, tons of very exciting guests coming on board, and we'll have lots of banter, but also lots of information and authenticity that will bring forward and cut through the bullshit that I think we see a lot online these days and even in reality. And I think that's the main part of the podcast. You know, we can be casual, but also be honest and authentic about our successes. And I think we want to make sure we bring the best out of the show.
Yeah.
And I've got Levy here with me.
Hey guys, how are we? Yeah, I'm Levy. Welcome to Legacy and Lux. Like Yara said, we're going to be exposing a few fakies online that claim to be successful.
Not just online, in real life too. There's a lot of fakies out there.
Yeah, but we'll expose it. We'll bring on some big hitters for you guys to learn off and to listen to their journey as well up to the ladder of success.
100%. And I think we'll have a mixture of guests that you can expect. So we'll have the big hitters. You'll recognize a lot of people that come on, but we'll also have hidden bombshells, individuals that are really successful across their lives, but like to lay low off the media. And so we'll be able to bring them on and actually, for the first time ever, be able to expose their story and their journey with us. And we'll bring you guys along for the ride. So I think the first important question for us is, why did we start Legacy and Lux? Levy, do you want to start?
I think for me personally, starting this podcast was just to shine a light on the successful people that we have within our network. I think between the both of us, we have a variety of wealthy and successful people that a lot of people don't know their story and how they got there. And I feel like with this platform, we'll be able to give them a chance to explain their story and give a blueprint to those that want to be successful, and they can learn and then they can take that into play and they can put into action.
Yeah, I definitely echo Levy's thoughts, and that's definitely what we want to get out of the podcast. I also wanted to highlight the reason we wanted to start this is because a lot of people out there, whether in life when you meet them or online, come out and say that they're really successful, but in reality, it's just a perception and a facade that they bring forward. And unfortunately, a lot of people do fall for that facade. We want to be able to
name a few?
I'm not going to name them, but I can give you a couple of stories.
Give me a couple of examples.
For example, I know someone, a lady, she likes to scare people with her role. Right. I'm not going to go into details as to what that role is. That's a story for another time.
Right.
And that she's really successful, but in reality, it's not.
So do you think in a way it's supply and demand? She's supplying as in she's being a bully?
More a
bully.
bully.
Demanding.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And it works on a lot of people when you weaken yourself and you don't actually see through that facade, because I think a lot of people that are quite not to the point of success or insecure about where they're at in life, they like to feel like they're something or want to be, for example. I think that's the best way to present them. And then bully others into thinking that I'm actually something. And I think it's people like that you need to be able to differentiate through who's actually successful and, you know, got something going in their life and working hard to get to where they're at. And then between the people that talk a lot of bullshit and say, I'm great, you know, you've got to be scared of me, you've got to look up to me. Right. When in reality, they just want to feel good about themselves because they don't have much going on in their lives.
Yeah.
And that's the importance that I think people need to know. Like, you need to be able to differentiate when you're speaking to someone. Are you actually legit? Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
You know, another example is I think people also look at perception a lot through, for example, the car you drive or how you look. Now, some people actually, when they drive these cars, are really successful, but some others can be cons as well. Right. So I'll give a good example. I do know someone, a guy, dresses really well, fit. He drives an expensive car, right? But he's also in the car business, and his car is basically a tax write-off. Now, people won't know that if you don't know the details of, you know, running a business and how you can write off a car and that sort. When you hold a conversation with him, he really lacks business acumen. Yeah. So when you speak to him, it's like, I'm not really sure how I can see you as a successful person. I can't have a deep, meaningful conversation with you. You can't really give me much about how you got to where you are. How can someone get a car like the one you're driving and that sort? Right. So it's like you look good on the outside, but are you truly successful? That's where the question comes in.
Yeah.
And I think that's the whole point of having a show like Legacy and Lux, where you bring truly authentic, successful individuals on that actually make real money.
Yeah.
And then they can tell you, hey, this is how we actually make it. This was our journey. That's how I got from point 0 to point 100 this way. Like you hear a lot of stories online where they tell you, I was broke and now suddenly I'm rich. Like honestly, full respect for people that can do that because it's a lot of hard work.
Yep.
But what was the journey? We want to see the challenges, the hard efforts, the long nights that you work, because no one truly is an overnight success. And no one's character is ever fully successful without the hardships that you get through to be truly successful, because you can't maintain success without having the character for it.
Right, that makes sense. That brings a good point as well, because we're all human beings, right? And we're all visionary people. So whatever you see, if you see, so for example, the example that you just given, you see a guy with a nice car, a nice watch, you automatically think off the bat, oh, he's a successful person because he's got a nice car, expensive watch, he's somewhat making money. That's how ordinary people think. And I feel like with our podcast and our platform now, we'll be able to shine the light on those actual successful people and how they actually got to that point.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I feel like they've created generational wealth with their money. A lot of people now with the cars and the watches and the nice houses, they've just got it just for the show.
Definitely.
Right. So I feel like we can pick those people out, and the people that we can that come on.
I actually really agree with that, because I've noticed I hold conversations sometimes with people that would have a really nice watch, for example, or a one-off luxury bag that they bought. And then you try to understand from them, oh, like, what's the brand? Why did you choose that brand in particular? Like, for example, when you look at an AP watch versus a Patek, people that buy these, the concept of luxury is not for status or showing off.
Right.
I think it's important that people can differentiate that true appreciators of luxury and designer, for example, or expensive cars only get it for the sake of their personal enjoyment because of the craftsmanship of the bag or the craftsmanship of the piece of jewelry or the watch, or the sake of driving that car with that high engine and the horsepower. Whereas suddenly it's been seen in a negative light because there's a lot of people that bring that negativity to it, which is they use it to show off.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the difference, I think, where we need to highlight that luxury isn't about showing off. Luxury is also about appreciating the craftsmanship of something. That's why it's so expensive. It's because of the man hours that go into designing something like that and building something like that. And at the same time, it's a collector's item that someone wants to get to enjoy for themselves.
Exactly.
And truly successful people are like that. They spend their time focusing on themselves and enjoying things on their own time rather than using it to show off on other people. Definitely. And I think that speaks to being able to bring on different characters and actually show people that to be truly successful in life, your values and the way you act and who your character is will really help you bring you to that point of success rather than focusing on the people around you.
Definitely.
Because if you spend more time focusing on those around you rather than yourself and putting energy into your journey, you'll lose that energy than putting it into something that's really worthwhile.
Exactly.
Right.
So I feel like we've covered that part. Definitely.
All right. The next question that we thought would be really worthwhile to answer was, who shaped our view of success? Or what? Is it? It could be a person or a thing that really shaped your view of success.
Well, me personally, growing up in Western Sydney, I'm a Pacific Islander. I grew up in Western Sydney. Didn't have much growing up, but my parents may do. We had a lot in our eyes, right? So my view of success was the nice cars, the nice, like anything that anyone had that was
nice. You had an appreciation for it.
What I had.
Yeah.
So that was basically what shaped my view of success at the time, is because, again, I'm a visionary person. I'll see something nice. How did you get that? What can I do to get that?
Yeah.
Right? Now it's a lot different because seeing wealthy people and being around wealthy people that are actually wealthy and that actually have assets and have proof of income, that's more inspiring to me now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because from where I'm from, there's not much of that.
You get to see people that also make it long lasting. It's not just a one-off purchase and then it's just a perception of success when in reality it's not.
And I think that's where it goes back to. It's still perception. Like it's all for show at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And I feel like the way the world's turning now, there's still a lot more fakes out there, but the real's starting to come out as well.
Yes.
Right? So
definitely.
I feel like that's where it's going.
That's where it's going, definitely. And that's, I think, what we're really bringing out here in the show. I think for me, it was also a person. So I definitely say my mum, Maya, she's been my top definition of success. I would say that she's made me the woman I've become. The two main things that she's really taught me that resonate with me to this day is discipline and being a relationship builder with people and having a good network of people around you. In terms of discipline, she was the one that's always pushed me to always get up in the morning, prioritize your training and your health. So anyone that knows her knows that she's a machine at the gym.
Oh, yeah?
She's a strong woman mentally and physically.
Oh, is this your mom?
Yeah, strongest woman you'll ever meet.
Oh, no way.
She's a machine, yeah. So she pushed me to do that since I was like maybe 13, like when it was legally able to go to the gym. She took me along with her and she'd really pushed me and taught me the basics. And that kind of really taught me the art of discipline as to how important it is to put that effort in the gym so that I can see the impacts and the efforts physically later on in life. And that it also filtered through the way you eat and the things that you put into your body. It needs to be consistent with your training to really get the results you want. So she just taught me that discipline is important to get the results that you want. You can't sit slack and expect the easy way out and you'll get what you want. In terms of relationships, she's always been loved by a lot of people. And when she goes into a room, everyone gravitates towards her and her energy. And I really respected that growing up because it showed me that when you're approached that way by people and people love you and your energy, no matter where you go, people will always want to be surrounded by your energy. And you'll bring value to people's lives. Like it's seen in a way where I want to be like that growing up. It's like I want to be able to go into a room like that, shine really brightly and have people gravitate towards that energy because then that means I'm adding value. I'm adding heaps of value to these people. And it's kind of like a blessing in disguise seeing that. So I think that summarizes why she would be my first shape of success. And I thank her for that to this. Yeah.
And that actually brings a good point as well. Like, wait, hold on. The way you carry yourself will attract the right people, right? So if you carry yourself with discipline, with the values and morals, those people will attract you. And that's where, in a way, it can bring on to the business side of things. That's where business works out.
Definitely.
Start networking from there and then can kick off from there.
That's true. Because really successful people, they can see successful people as well. Quality sees quality, I always like to say. Because we can have a small inner circle, but the reason for that is we like to surround ourselves with the best of the best.
Yeah.
Because that way you actually work on uplifting each other, you learn from each other. And there's always a quote that says, be this surrounded by the best people in the room because they push you to be as good as them. And then you actually work on being better than them. And when you surround yourself in that environment, you always push because the environment results in performance.
Exactly.
So that really reflects that, I think, and I definitely agree with you.
Definitely, because I had a conversation with someone about this yesterday about successful people, right? So we're thinking of ways that are points that successful people actually have, and one thing that always came across was arrogance, right? So not only arrogance, but a lot of successful people that are intimidating. And what I found was they're intimidating to those that fold to them. If you're not successful and a successful person's there with you, or a wealthy person's there with you, and he's intimidating you, he won't even respect you after that if you're intimidated by them. Mm-hmm. So I feel like in a way, it can be a point for ordinary people to actually just be yourself, back yourself.
Yeah.
up against those successful people because they don't know what you have. You might not have anything, but they'll give you that respect that you deserve because they're so used to them pushing people around, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Like they walk with their chest out, chin up. But any room they go to, they're respected instantly.
Yeah, that's
Anyone
true.
that folds it to them, they'll walk all over them. They wouldn't respect. They wouldn't want to do business with you because they know you can't hold yourself.
Yeah.
You can't back yourself.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree. And I think on that point as well, one thing I'll add is I think people, when they fear something or someone that seems that way, they just like to paint them in a negative light, which is like they're very intimidating or they're very arrogant. I wouldn't want to deal with them. That's not it. It's these people are just so focused on themselves. They have every right to be confident in their skills. They've worked hard to reach that point. And if you can't be there to offer them value, their time is money, essentially.
Exactly.
So if you're not going to offer them value and be able to hold a conversation, like you said, with them, they're not going to give you their time because to them, it's like, I am here to focus on myself. I'm doing really well for myself. If you're not adding value to me, don't be wasting my time, essentially.
Exactly.
And I don't also think it's arrogance sometimes, more just them being confident in their abilities and some people not being able to fathom that.
But that's what I feel like a lot of people that get offended by it, they're small-minded.
Yeah.
Right? They're not business-minded or they don't see the bigger picture why that person's like it. Is because, and that's why he's so successful. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I think people that are intimidated by it are small-minded, and the people that actually have the balls to go up to these people and say, I really admire your work ethic.
Exactly.
I admire your journey. I'll tell you what, these big dogs that you see, they'll respect you immediately because they'll realize you've got the grit and the effort to come and say this. It means you want to put effort in yourself.
Exactly.
And they respect that because when someone's that successful, they know what it takes in a character to get to that point.
Yeah.
And it's personal qualities that make you successful, not money, because people can come from nothing and make money, and people can have money and make money, but it's having good personal qualities that makes you get to money and maintain it and remain successful, because that's also hard. Having wealth and having success and being able to maintain it. That also is its own other level of effort too that I think people don't realize as well.
And that's definitely what differentiates our network of people, is because they've actually maintained it for a very long time.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like that's...
And it'll be quite interesting because they come from diverse industries. So
Exactly.
it'll be all sorts of people with different backgrounds and industries that they come from. And you'll be able to see all the different challenges that they've gone through and they still face to this day to maintain that. But no, I think that'll be exciting and really, really keen to see the conversations we get out of this.
Exactly.
Okay. How do we stay disciplined through life in our career? And I think we've highlighted on that a little bit. Like, I think when I touched on fitness, that really reflects how disciplined you can be. Like, and I think you're the same, Levy, where you're really into fitness as well.
Yeah.
You know,
because not only it shapes your physical health and your mental health. Once you look good, you feel better, you perform better with
100%.
everything.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like with a lot of successful people, if you've noticed, they all have routines that they go through.
Yeah.
They're up early hours of the morning, they're doing some sort of physical activity, and then they're in some mental activity, and then they're on about the day.
Yep.
So I feel like discipline with
Consistency.
Discipline and consistency and physical fitness goes hand in hand with business.
I agree. And I'll call out that we didn't say the way you look is how successful you can be, because I think people forget the line between being fit and looking good, because there's a huge difference between those two. There's one thing that I've always gotten in conversations, which is like being fit is about how you look, which that's not really true. I think being fit is being able to, you know, actually train and maintain training as well. I think that's also a hard part that people think fall between the cracks. So if you put in the effort to wake up in the morning and have that routine and train, no matter what you see on the outside, the fact that you're sticking consistently to that routine and that healthy lifestyle, you'll get those results. But it may take time, but you'll get the results.
Definitely.
And that's how it filters through to even successful people. It's just them having that routine that you stick through.
Yeah, exactly.
And it reflects into the career as well. Okay. What does luxury mean to you personally?
Well, you can answer this one. That's pretty hard for me, eh?
I think I helped with putting these together. I didn't realize I was challenging myself.
Yeah, it's like, keep going, sorry.
I think luxury is more than what people think is expensive. I think it's something that it's like is expensive to you. It doesn't have to be like a product, like a bag or a car. I think, for example, having a really good family, being raised in a good family is a luxury to me.
Yeah.
Because that environment has shaped me to who I am today. And I think anyone that can appreciate that, that's a luxury in itself that I don't think a lot of people appreciate, that, you know, you're blessed to be able to be surrounded with an environment like that. Because again, environment shapes performance, like I said.
Yeah.
But also luxury to me means the craftsmanship, the elegance of something rather than being too flashy about it. I like quiet luxury. You can be understated but really elegant about your style too.
Well, I think for me, luxury would personally have to be, I think, time. Right? So time to do anything. So if you have a family, time to spend with your kids, like you're not in the office all day, you can't pick them up from school, you can't drop them off to school, like just time. Like if you're having time is luxury for me.
I like that.
Right? So you can do whatever you want during the day. You can go take your dog for a walk in the middle of the day. You don't need to be at a meeting. Like that's luxury for me. And I feel like it's hard to get to, but that's definitely luxury.
Look, if you've got it in your mind, you'll get it. I think mindset is everything. And I believe in the power of manifestation.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah. So
Big
you never know. Yeah.
Big advocate.
Yeah. Okay. What's your guilty luxury? The one indulgence you'll never give up.
For how long have we got? Video of a day. I don't know. I can name 100 things. Probably on the top of my head right now, hot chips and gravy. Hot chips and gravy. That's a luxury for me. Hot chips and gravy.
Definitely. I wouldn't mind a good feed. I love a good feed. And it filters for me when it comes to food.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't like a quick fast food run, and then I wouldn't mind a nice wine and dine as well.
No, definitely. Yeah, wine and dine occasionally.
Yeah.
But nothing can beat like a dirty takeaway feature. You know the takeaway stores that you would just drive past it like that's dirty, but then some old Asian lady just cooking up some crazy corn dogs.
Yeah. I've been getting into yum cha recently too. On this,
I've actually never had yum cha. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. What is yum cha?
Okay, so it's when you go to these Asian restaurants and you get these old Asian ladies walking around with like a trolley, and it's got like dumplings and such.
Okay.
And mango pancakes, my personal favorite.
Oh, mango sticky rice.
I've
Have you
never
had mango sticky rice?
No.
Oh my god.
No.
Mango sticky rice. The best thing ever.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I always go for the mango pancakes, but
mango pancakes, where do you get those from?
one of the yum cha places. I can't remember what the name was, but
where's a good yum cha place?
There's one in the city on George Street.
Right.
I'll look it up for you after.
No, do you like Japanese barbecue?
I've never had Japanese barbecue. I've had Korean barbecue, which I really like.
Japanese 100 times better, I'm not even gonna lie. Kobe Wagyu.
Okay. Oh, I've heard about the cool. Yeah, I've heard about that. Okay.
But is that luxury? Well, you asked the luxury pleasure. That's my luxury pleasure.
We kind of,
Well, I would say I'm not that much into luxurious brands now. I feel like it's just
doesn't have to be a luxury.
a bit more tacky. I feel like I'll choose a luxury experience over a luxury pleasure. If that makes sense.
Okay. I'm more of a luxury product over the luxury experience.
Oh,
person.
really?
But it's because
You're a female.
I was going to say, I love, my like guilty luxury would be shopping, which, again, a habit I got from my mum, God bless her. But I'm not sure if it's a good habit, I'll tell you that. But yeah, I'd say it's shopping, and it's a bit of an addiction, but it's all right. We still pull through. That's why we work hard for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Females.
Exactly.
That's a difference. Okay. When was a time resilience made the difference between failure and breakthrough? And the reason I touch on resilience is in the introduction video that we just shot, I touch on our pillars of success and what we think the foundations of success are, and resilience is a big piece of them. So when was there a time when you thought, or you had the resilience and it made a difference between you failing and you actually making a breakthrough?
Shit, that's a good question.
It's a deep one. It's a good one.
I don't think I broke through here. I'm still trying to find resilience to break
the
through.
fact that you're sitting here on the couch with me today, you've broken through.
Definitely just stepping out of my comfort zone. I feel like the last 6 months has definitely been a challenge for me personally. Prior to that, the last 2 or 3 years, I've probably had the best 3 years of my life. Like, I was on a good run, like, financially, and wait, I'm trying to get the word out. Wait, hold on. The last 3 years I've been on a good run in my life, right? I was a big advocate on getting comfortable, being uncomfortable. That was my whole...
That's really good.
That was my niche at the time. Fast forward the last 6 months, I feel like I got comfortable in the comfortable.
Okay.
So I got too comfortable and I wasn't challenging myself to be uncomfortable. Right? So I feel like I had to find resilience to actually break out of that comfort zone again.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why I'm here today, and I'm actually doing a podcast.
Yeah.
With Yara.
Exactly. He's blessed right here sitting on the couch with me, guys.
Yeah, so definitely that took some resilience from me personally.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would only go up from me now.
No, I respect that. And I don't think people understand how hard it is coming out of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
But that's where real success is made, when you come out of your comfort zone. And you do have your moments when you're back in the comfort zone for a while.
Definitely.
But the fact that you have the grit and the self-awareness to say, hey, I'm in the comfort zone, I need to come out, that just speaks to the difference between people that put the effort in to get to real success. And that's the breakthrough for me. For me, I would say something along the lines of resilience has made a big difference with me, where I do get quite a few challenges that come through life, just like everyone does. And there are a lot of times where I think people try to pull you down. My biggest resilience piece has always been not falling for that with people, like not being as small-minded like them and thinking I'll get pulled into that, whether it's drama or whatever it is, and not getting sucked into it. Because I think what people really struggle with is they get sucked into it and then they lose sight of their journey, and that's where the failure and the breakthrough part makes a difference.
Right.
Being able to block out the noise.
Definitely.
So that's when resilience has really helped me. Is being resilient has helped me block out the noise and always focus on myself and not listen to all that noise.
Right.
In my opinion, I like to look at it like noises, people in your fan club, whether it's hate or admiration, they're your fan club.
Yeah. Definitely.
If anyone's obsessing about you, they're still part of your fan club. So if you listen to that and you get sucked into it, you're just bringing yourself down, because what other people talk about is really none of your business.
Exactly.
Stick to your own business and keep working on yourself, and you'll be able to break through. There is, like, no matter how much effort or time that goes into, patience is always a virtue. And I think the more precise you are and the slower you are at getting to a goal, or not slow, but patient, it'll come through and you'll get your breakthrough. Sometimes it just takes a little bit more time for other people, but maybe it's just because it's character building for you, because Definitely. I am a firm believer that you will get what you need and what's meant for you when your character and your personality is ready for it. So then you can maintain it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm glad you agree. I was waiting for a comment from him, but everything's ticking the boxes for him. That's good. Oh, I like this one. What's the biggest misconception people have had about you?
Oh.
I'm loving this question.
So I have to skip this question. I
can go first.
You can go first.
This question excites me because I feel this quite a bit. I think people like to underestimate me, both I think because of my age and because I can be a quiet person at times when I'm in larger environments. Now, the reason for that, first thing is I believe age does not equate experience. Experience comes from life experience and your character building. I've met people a lot older that I would say could be as immature as 14.
Yeah.
And I've met people quite young that are very mature for their age and very wise. And that's, again, because of their life experiences and the people they've dealt with and the environments they've been around. And that's how I believe experience really comes from rather than age. So me also being quiet, I like to be an observer. So if I'm in an environment that's quite large, for example, I tend to observe and see my environment and the people around me. And that's what makes me a really good judge of character. Right. And that's how I get underestimated, because I think people think being the loudest in the room makes you the strongest in the room. Right. But it's not. I think
the opposite. It's
good to be the opposite, because you need to be aware of your surroundings. Definitely. And that's how people underestimate you. And that's where the challenge comes in, which is, I love a good challenge. It's underestimate me and give me that challenge, I'll gladly reciprocate. I like to thrive in high pressure environments, whereas a lot of people can't handle it. And I think being able to see what others around you think and observe, it gives you the opportunity to say, or just sit back and say, I'm actually 2 steps ahead. You're just not aware of that because you're being the loudest in the room, coming at everyone and underestimating me because you're very quiet, or you're not as vocal about your opinions and such. But we always play to win here. So always know that there's always an ace up the sleeve. Yeah. And we're 2 steps forward. Don't underestimate us.
Definitely. But was there a point of time in your life where you felt like, because there's not many females especially, or any people in general at your age that's very mature, or that can actually control the room, like we were speaking about yesterday. Like, if it wasn't for you, you're probably the youngest in our group. You actually helped us get the shoot done. Yeah. So I feel like, was a point of time in your life that you actually had to step up and actually be like, how did you be mature so quick?
So quick. I think the last maybe 8 years of my life, I've dealt with people that have made me step up quickly. But also, I think what's really helped was the environment I was raised in. I come from a family of businessmen, so through down to my dad himself, and from my mum's family as well. We've always had discussions at the dinner table that you can listen into as a child, and it really helps give you a perception of the world. And I think when you get people in business, you hear all these stories and you learn a lot from them growing up. Yeah. But I think I then got put in environments and experiences that made me actually put these words to action, and I start to pick up really quickly on those around me. I think what's also helped, I've been switched on since I was a young child, so that's also helped me be able to pick up really quickly that maturity, I would say, or wisdom. I'm also all about mindset. I think I take everything either as a learning, a lesson, or an achievement. Right. I don't think anything's ever a negative experience. And my mindset's always being, perfectionist, which has its cons too, by the way. But, being a high achiever and wanting the highest results I can receive. And I think the quality of investment I put into myself, I put into the people around me too. I always like that. Like, I'm a firm believer in the energy that I will give out. It will benefit the people around me too. And I like having that energy reciprocated. Yeah. But it's having these thoughts and the mindset, and then having those experiences to put words to action that have kind of helped me build up that maturity and that wisdom. Definitely. And I think I used to think when I was young that, you always get told in school, oh, when you're an adult, you'll be mature. Yeah. I realized getting into the real world that adults can be very immature too. Like, you can have someone with, like, a grown adult with kids that can be as immature as someone that's very young. And you can have someone that's still straight out of uni that's very mature for their age. So I thought maturity and wisdom doesn't come from your age. Maturity and wisdom comes from the way you hold yourself, the way you speak, the way you react to your environment and people around you too. And that's kind of what helped me get to the point I am. And I think in terms of, for example, what happened yesterday, I'm always about getting results. I'm very results driven. So I always like to make sure that even everyone around me are doing their best. I like to get the best out of people.
Yeah.
And I like to see the best out of myself too. And I think every minute that goes wasted in life is a minute where you could be successful, is a minute that you could be making money, is a minute that you can be, looking good and succeeding out there. So I like to not dwell on my environment a lot and actually focus on myself.
Right.
And that's kind of where the wisdom has come from. It's looking at things and saying, I'm going to overlook this, not because I'm ignoring it or because I'm weak. I can see it, but I'm going to focus on myself.
Exactly.
Because I want to reach the best I can be. And I know I've got plenty of potential, while others focus on the little things in life, whether it's gossip or whatever they're focused on doing, but they like to remain stagnant in life. I'm always about growth.
Yeah.
What's the next step? Where can we go more?
So I feel like that's what I really respect about you, because there's not many people at your age that can take control and they can demand respect, especially from older people.
Yeah.
Right, so what would be your top 3 tips you would give someone out there that's wanting to be, let's say your age now, that's not mature yet or driving to be successful?
First thing is always demand respect. If you don't receive respect, people can't expect you to respect them if they don't respect you. Value yourself.
Yeah.
What do you bring to the table? Always have something to bring to the table, because if you don't, other people will read that and they won't be able to give you that respect either, because it's like, if you don't value yourself, how is someone else going to value you? Right. So you need to be really comfortable in your own skin and what you really bring to the table. And then people will actually take you on board and really respect you for it. The last thing, and I think this one's really important, is be confident.
Definitely.
I think, and I get this from some people that take it the wrong way, but some people think confidence is arrogance. It's not. There's a fine line between confidence and arrogance, and I don't mind walking that fine line sometimes. But what I'll tell you is I will always be confident in my skills. And if I've worked my ass off to get something, hell yeah, I'm going to show it off. I've earned it. But I'm also humble enough to say, if I can't do something, I've got no problems being comfortable in my own skin and saying, I can't do this, but I'm going to work on it, because that's a gap I've got. There's room to grow, because for everyone, there's room to grow. So always be confident in what skills you have and what you bring to the table, because every single one of us is individual in their own way, in their own character, and we all have our unique qualities. Make sure you work on that. Another thing I will add to that is I love having a role model or a mentor, and I think it's great for everyone to have a role model or a mentor. So for example, how I mentioned earlier, that was my mum for me and still is. Having a role model is really good because they give you an idea as to what values or qualities you want out of life.
Right.
But don't push yourself to copy or mimic someone else, because then that's where you lose your authenticity. So also be really authentic about who you are. Because unfortunately, you see a lot of that nowadays with social media and even in life, where people try to imitate others. And you can really tell, because you're not authentic. You're starting to try to be someone you're not.
Yeah.
So always be who you are and embrace that and be confident about it. And that's where the real gold is, essentially.
Exactly.
But
yeah, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, very good, Yara.
Thank you. Thank you. He's been approving of everything I've been saying. I'm glad. Okay. We got a last couple of few. Oh, what's the worst business advice you've ever received? I've got a funny one.
Oh, honestly, with everyone I've met, I've actually haven't received bad business advice yet. I think maybe because I don't ask for advice to start off with. I like to try to do things my own way, or I'll try to figure out on my own some way. Somewhat that doesn't always go to plan. It always somewhat fails, but then I'll learn from that failure, and then I'll take that as a lesson moving forward. Yeah. I think I've learned more now, especially within the last 6 months, to actually ask questions and actually ask for help, because you can't win by yourself. No. At the end of the day, if you have a team around you, I feel like you need to utilize that team, because you're only as good as your weakest player. Yeah. Right, especially in that team. So I feel like if we can all lean on each other and actually learn off each other, you'll strengthen each other, and then you'll be a lot better team. And
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
And that circles back to when we talked about having a good environment and the people around you. Definitely having a good team. You're only as good as your weakest player. You're right. And it's always good to work off your individual strengths and then make it work in unison as a team. And that's how you can really uplift each other and then be the best you can be.
Yeah.
So nothing even funny, because some people give unwarranted advice. So I
don't know who you've met. I haven't met them, to be honest.
Okay. Now I've got a wide selection of people. That's why the maturity hit the roof.
Yeah, go.
I had a funny one. It wasn't advice I'd asked for necessarily, but it was a comment made in front of me, and I took it as a business tip that was not really a good tip.
Yeah.
But this person was saying that he wouldn't work with someone that had a Lamborghini because that means he has a lot of money and enough money that I don't need to be giving him more money, because if he's driving around a Lamborghini,
what the
yeah,
hell?
right. I think that highlights it.
Yeah.
But so if someone's got enough money, essentially he was saying don't invest in them because they've got enough money. Yeah.
That's shocking. Wait, who is he? Just name drop him.
I'm not name dropping.
He'll probably watch this and
he'll know who he is. Yeah, he'll definitely know who he is. But
that's pretty bad advice.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it if it's like a finance car. So you're telling me this guy can't make good business decisions. But if we're making decisions based on how successful and wealthy someone else is, then I don't think this is business advice. This is bankruptcy advice. Yeah.
I think that's ego. You reckon that's ego?
It's definitely ego. I think it's ego and a bit of insecurity as well.
Yeah.
Like we said, being intimidated by other people and then being small-minded about it.
Yeah. What's your views on ego in business?
I like confidence, and I think a bit of arrogance doesn't go too far. I think it's good. Having an ego is okay if it's just to showcase your strengths and all the efforts you've built up to.
Right.
But I don't like a big dog coming at an underdog because they think they're everything.
Definitely.
You need to be humble too. So I think if you want to be arrogant about something or really picking on people, pick on people for their values, not because of how much money they can make or what car they're driving or what they look like or, the way they talk. Really look at people, how they present themselves, how they speak. Are they loyal? Are they, respectful when they deal with other people? Because I think ego's good to demand respect. I think you need a bit of ego to demand respect, but never have an ego where you're thinking you're better than everyone else and everyone beneath you because you think they're beneath you. Because at the end of the day, you can lose money and success in a minute.
Definitely.
And if you're not surrounded by people that have these character personality builds where you got loyalty, you got respect, you got these things, you won't be surrounded by anyone when you lose it all because you've been picking on people and thinking you're the best.
Definitely, yeah.
But it's again a fine line where I can have an ego to say I'm really good at what I'm doing because you can.
Yeah, definitely.
And I've got full respect for that. I personally am a believer of doing that and being confident about my abilities and what I can do. And if I think I see something about the way people interact with me, I'll say it. But never, ever pick on an underdog. Like down to the waiters at a restaurant, these people work hard for a living. If you're sitting at a restaurant paying $1,000, for example, for the bill, doesn't mean you can pick up on someone lesser than you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they're not at the same level. I think, again, people are as expensive as their personalities, I like to say. If you have qualities, which are very rare to find these days, by the way, like loyalty, respect, and commitment, discipline, that's how you know who you can bring in. But I think some people need a bit of ego because some people can be really insecure and try to sit down within a group of people, for example, and then try to bring you down or make fun of you in front of everyone because they're jealous of your success.
Yeah, I think that's my point on ego. Is that I don't think it fits in a team at all because a lot of people that have a big ego, they have their own insecurities and their insecurities will rub off on the team.
Yeah.
They'll do anything to bring the next person down because, I want to be
Yeah.
guy, or
Yeah.
the main guy,
100%.
right? So I feel like, especially in a team setting, it has to be like there has to be no ego.
100%.
At the end of the day, you want everyone to win, and realistically, it's boring winning by yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Like you want your whole team to win. You want your whole team to be successful because I feel like that's when it's fun.
Yeah.
That's when it makes more sense. Yeah.
Your team should be like home, in my opinion, because these are people you bring into your inner circle. They know the way you operate, your business, and they're helping you get to that point too. So definitely there should be no ego there. But in terms of how you're seen on the outside, that would be a whole different ball game.
Exactly.
Yeah. But team, definitely no ego at all within that, because you're really there to make each other successful.
Exactly.
And if one person fails, everyone will fail.
Everyone will fail.
Yeah.
But it doesn't go hand in hand.
No, that's so true. Oh, if you had to swap roles with your co-host for a week, how would it go?
Oh, I don't think it would be pretty. Why?
You reckon I would look good bald?
No, I don't think you would, to be honest. You gotta have a big head like me to be impressed. I reckon it'll be
A little bit of
all right.
femininity in this life. You know, I wouldn't mind getting a taste of
Are you high maintenance? Are you high maintenance?
a little bit.
I'm very high maintenance. So.
Because I can say I'm low maintenance and then people will disagree around me and say, you're high maintenance.
Oh, okay.
And then I would say I'm not fussy and then people will say, no, you're fussy. So, but that works out well then because it seems...
My wife always calls me a female, so...
Okay.
Because I'm very high maintenance. So
okay.
You'll probably enjoy my life in a week.
I think we'll do fine then as the both of us. Levy is Yara and Yara is Levy.
Exactly. I just look better, but...
Really? Wait, you would look better as me?
Yeah, I look better
Hell
as you. Yeah.
Hell yeah. But the other way around, I'm not so sure. I mean, no, I'm joking. No. Okay. Do you reckon we'll make good hosts for this show?
Oh, definitely. Like, I feel like, me personally, there's no one like us. Wait, let me say that again. There's no one like me out there. So there's only one of me. You only get me on this platform and through our business. And I feel like we'll be perfect hosts for the show.
Hell yeah. By the way, I asked that question and the answer was definitely going to be yes.
Yeah.
I think, like I mentioned in the intro video that we shot yesterday, I think Australia for the first time is going to see real success.
Exactly.
Real authenticity and definitely the best duo personalities that you can have on the show.
100%.
And I echo Levy. There's only one of me. There'll only be one Yara, one Levy. And I think keeping on with us on the podcast, you'll be able to see what really truly differentiates us, why at our young ages we've been able to reach the points we've reached, because that's definitely no easy feat. And there can be no other people that can mimic what we have, because no matter how much they try to do it, like I mentioned earlier, our individual unique characteristics just can't be copied. So throughout business, throughout life, we're able to reach that full top level tier, which makes us really reach for excellence.
Definitely.
And we deliver that to the people surrounding us too. And I think that's what really makes us say, we are here to really give you those opportunities for success, because we've got it through our networks, so the people that we've got, and the people we'll be able to show that through the show as well. Our big network of individuals that can really provide that wisdom to you as well. But it's also no easy feat being able to say, I have that personality that these types of people gravitate to and want to work with. And that's, again, due to the hard work we've put in together. And that's why I would definitely say, hell yeah, would make
100%.
the best hosts of a podcast Australia has ever seen.
We're going to take over, so we'll just wait and see.
Definitely.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. I mean, if it's definitely not for the outfits, it'll be for the business advice. But I think in terms of looks and business acumen, we tick all those boxes.
Definitely.
Yep. Now we got that. Now, I think we should wrap it up here. But one thing I'll definitely say is stay tuned for the episodes coming through. We will have a wide variety of guests coming on. Big hitters, like we mentioned, and hidden bombshells will be very exciting. And I would stay tuned every fortnight when they drop through, because you'll be in for a show you weren't expecting.
Most definitely.
All right.
Thank you, Yara.
Thank you, Levy.
Have a good day.
You too.